By the time that you're watching this, it's been long enough that anybody that's played top tier for more than a few matches already knows that the Leopard 2A7V is one of, if not the best tank in War Thunder right now. I'm not here to say anything to the contrary, but it is a new tank, so I am going to review it. For those of you that don't already know, the Leopard 2A7V is a rank 7, 11.7 battle rating medium tank found at the top of the German tech tree right after the Leopard 2 PSO. Across 60 battles, I had a dominating 80% win rate with a 1.6 KD in the 2A7. Looking at the win rate statistics since this update dropped, I've got to say the M1A1 clickbait really wrecked American top tier more than I thought it would. You know it's bad when Russia has the second worst win rate in the game at 50%. As of the time of making this video, the US is currently sitting at 38%, by the way. Getting back on topic, now I'll go over the stats of the 2A7, as always, starting at the back. The 2A7 is powered by the MTU MT883 KA501 diesel engine producing 1500 horsepower. This is the same engine found on the 2A6, and this engine is called the Euro Power Pack because it's also found on the French Leclerc, British Challenger 2E, the Israeli Merkava Mark IV, the Indian Arjun, and the South Korean K2. This engine is huge, taking up the entire back half of the tank, so if you get hit anywhere back there, you're not going anywhere. When it is working, the engine will get this tank moving up to 38 miles per hour forward and a brisk 17 miles per hour in reverse. This is the slowest Leopard 2 yet, but it makes up for it by having the most armor. Looking at the 2A7 from the front, there are barely any weak spots. The only place that you can reliably pin are the relatively small gun mantlet, the driver's hatch, and as always, the lower front plate. Besides those spots, good luck getting anything into this tank. Against darts, the turret cheeks range from 700 to 900 millimeters of protection, and there's nothing in the game that can pin that kind of armor. Even tandem ATGMs will struggle here, with the turret having 1200 to 2300 millimeters of heat protection. To put that in perspective, the best Hellfires on the Apache only have 1200 millimeters of pin. If you want to take on a Leopard, you really have to come at it from the side, where the armor maxes out at 300 millimeters on the side of the turret. If you're an autocannon that's come up to top tier, you have to aim much lower than you would expect. Even the side skirts offer 70 millimeters of space protection. When something does end up pinning the Leopard, this is one of the few tanks that was added with a spall liner in this update. As a quick refresher, a spall liner catches all the extra fragments, also called spalling, when a shell pins through the armor of a tank. Of all the tanks to get a spall liner in this update, I think that the 2A7 has the most extensive one. It covers the lower front plate and the upper front plate, as well as the sides of the hull. And in the turret, it covers the sides, roof, and the front, but only the front where the gunner and commander are sitting. The loader is just left there without one. The spall liner covers so much of the tank that it's easier to list off what parts aren't covered by one. At least they break after one hit now. One final thing to bring up when talking about the armor on the 2A7, as a rank 4 modification, you can add a 20mm thick mine protection plate to the bottom of the tank. It doesn't really serve a practical purpose, but I think Gaijin might be hinting at something. Moving on to the offensive capabilities of the tank, the 2A7 gets the same L55 cannon found on the 2A6. Technically, it's the upgraded L55A1 on the 2A7, but in War Thunder, they're effectively the same thing. Since this is a rank 7 tank, you start out with DM33, which can pin up to 496mm of armor. Honestly, this isn't too bad of a round, which is good because you're stuck with it until you reach rank 4 modifications where you can unlock DM53, which is the best round in the game with a staggering 652mm of pin. Along the way, you'll unlock DM11, which is an HE shell with a time delay. I don't bring any of those, but it could be useful if you come up against a stationary helicopter. Something that differentiates the 2A7 from its other Leopard counterparts is that it can't carry as many shells. The other Leopard 2s can carry 42 shells, but you only get 37 here. But under no circumstance would I take all of them. Personally, I carry one in the breech and then I fill up the back of the turret with another 15. The remaining 22 are placed in an ammo rack right next to the driver, and putting anything there is just a quick way back to the garage. Something else that's different from the other Leopards is that the 2A7 is the first one to have a reload rate under 7 seconds. It's at 6.9, but that's still a tenth faster than your other options. The 2i7 is an absolute blast to play. This is one of the few times where I felt kinda bad for the people I was playing against because match after match was just steamroll after steamroll. The Leopard was just taking hit after hit and walking away unscathed, and DM53 just cuts through everything like butter. I'm actually a little sad that I've finished the German ground tree now because I don't have an excuse to bring out the 2a7 anymore. If you were at all thinking about grinding out top tier Germany and the 2a7, I highly recommend it. Germany still has my favorite rank 4, 6, and 8 lineups, and the whole tree is really good. The 2a7 is currently the epitome of German engineering and War Thunder, and I can't wait to see some of its variants so that I have an excuse to play it more often. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.